Hey, this is Megan.
And that's Amanda.
BookTubeAthon.
Oh, yes.
BookTubeAthon. We are finally together again. You and me and you, the both of us together. And this weekend is going to be an awesome weekend full of reading and probably no sleeping and
lots of sugar.
Lots and lots of sugar and caffeine and woo! But before we go into deep reading mode, we thought we would do an update, and also at the end we are going to do the Chubby Bunnies video challenge for today.
So, update. My bangs are weird. So it's been a pretty good week so far for me doing BookTubeAthon. The first day I was really optimistic, even though I didn't finish a book that day. And then after the first day I was not so optimistic. But I have finished 4 books, so that's exciting. I finished The Book Thief on Tuesday, and it was good, and I will talk about it in the future. And then I read The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind, which I will also talk about in the future. And then this was my, read a book without putting it down book. This is Night, and it was good.
What a heartwarming Holocaust read.
It was a book and I read it. And I didn't put it down. That's something, I guess, slightly substantive that I can say. Oh dear. And then yesterday, or very early this morning, depending on how you count your days, I finished The Far Side of Evil by Sylvia Engdahl.
My update, I finished Coraline, and I just about read all of this in one sitting, except that I had read the first 2 chapters the night before, and then decided that it was getting too creepy to read at night. But it was very good. I liked it immensely. I read it for the read a book whose author's last name has the first same letter as yours, which is G. And then today I decided to draw myself a bath and read The Magic Tree and Other Tales without letting it go. Never mind. And then I've also started reading Northanger Abbey. I'm not super far into it, but I am enjoying it so far. Hopefully I will finish that before the end of tomorrow. So now we are going to do the Chubby Bunnies book review video challenge thing. We'll leave a link down below to the original challenge video. It's super great, super funny. You should go watch it. The book we are going to review is My Adventures as an Illustrator by Norman Rockwell, which is his autobiography, and Megan and I have both read it. So we are going to review it while shoving grapes into our faces. We didn't want to do anything too sweet, because then we were worried that we'd be drooling all over and it just would have been gross, and
We've been there.
yeah. Don't ever try and put 50 Dum Dum suckers into your mouth at one time. It's not a good idea.
Especially on a road trip.
Yeah.
The book is just chock full from beginning to end of anecdotes from Norman Rockwell's life. He's not really telling this one...
Can I put the grape in your mouth?
Yeah, sorry. I was distracted by thinking. He's not really telling one overarching story. There's just all these little individual stories of his life.
Yeah, and they're all super funny, and he's really humble isn't quite the right word for it, but he knows how to laugh at himself. He tells things in great hilarious detail, and talks about how embarrassing these things were, and yeah. So I know it's an autobiography, and I always used to kind of think the autobiographies were I don't know, kind of pretentious, who wrote a book about their life? That seems ridiculous. But then, like, my junior or senior year of high school, I read The Diary of Anne Frank. And it's, like, one of my favorite books now. And, like, I just think it's really cool to, like, get to know someone by reading their autobiography. Whereas when you read a work of fiction, like, you can fall in love with the characters, but you know that they aren't real. Whereas when you read an autobiography, these people did exist, or they do exist. And, like, being someone who believes in, like, resurrection, I really want to meet some of these people whose autobiographies I have read.
Yeah. One of the things, like, one of my favorite chapters in the book is when he talks about all of the various people that he would, like, use as models when he was, like, painting his famous
really funny
covers.
Powerful.
And you can tell how much, like, he loves individual people in a way, and how much he's also frustrated by individual people. But, like, some of his models, like, you just, like, you want to meet them, and, like, you feel so much compassion for them and their life story, and the way he talks about them, you see what, like, beautiful people they are, even though he describes, like, he doesn't describe them as, like, being traditionally beautiful. He describes them as being, you know, like, they had these eyebrows that could go up, like, halfway to the top of their forehead, or, like, this amazing mustache that had, like, never been rivaled in history before. There's this one who's, like, always trying to, like, take his stuff. Like, he just puts anything down, and the model is like, oh, if you're not going to use that again, I'll take it. And he just, like, keeps taking Norman Rockwell's stuff.
Yeah. And you're like, what possible use could this crazy old man have for a paintbrush? He's not a painter. Why do you want his paintbrush?
Yeah.
And why do you think he's not going to use it again? One of my favorite stories is, he and some of his, like, artist friends are in Paris. They're, like, doing this whole, like, European tour. And they're looking for a restaurant to eat at. And they accidentally walk into, like, a prostitute house. And it's, like, super awkward, and they all feel really awkward.
And by this time, it's like, you know Norman Rockwell pretty well. You know, like, what kind of person he is, and, like, that's not the sort of thing you would be actively seeking out.
Yeah. And, anyways, but they end up inviting these girls, like, out on the town with them. And they, like, go down to the river and rent a rowboat and just, like, row around with these ladies and then take them out for dinner. And the girls are so cute and, like, completely, like, not expecting this, like, fun evening out, and they just, like, fawn over them, and, like, it's just so wonderful.
Yeah. It takes them a bit at first, though, because when they first want to take them rowing, the girls think that they're, like, American, like, psychopaths, and they're gonna, like, drown them. So they're, like, really hesitant to get in the rowboat at first.
Oh, do your cheeks hurt? My cheeks hurt. Ow.
Yes. But having jowls is, like, a new experience.
Oh. There's, like, suddenly there's white on my face. I've never been there before.
Yeah, it's like being at the dentist without, like, my teeth hurting, just all the other stuff.
Also, I don't think you have nearly enough in your mouth.
My mouth is smaller, and my tongue is bigger. There's already, like, too much in my mouth.
You have a big tongue.
I think my favorite, or at least the thing that, like, really stands out to me every time I think about the book is, when he's still in art school, he talks about how, like, he would listen to his fellow classmates talk about, like, their love for art, and how they would, like, oh, I saw a painting by, like, Anqua once, or Delacroix or something, and, like, I fainted, it was so beautiful. And he's, like, he's a really hard worker, but he starts to, like, doubt himself and think, like, oh, like, maybe I'm not a real artist, I don't know. So he, like, goes off to the museum, and he, like, goes to these paintings that he likes, but he goes to them and he stands in front of them and he just, like, stands there, like, trying to order himself to swoon. So he's just, like, standing in front of this painting, like the frustration mounting in him, like, swoon, darn you, swoon.
Yeah, that's a really good part. He also talks, I forget. He also talks about, how he never missed a meal.
Oh yeah.
And like, he like hears about the other art students and how they, like talk about how they like stayed out all night painting and like they couldn't take themselves away from the canvas. And he's like, I go to bed every night.
Mhm. And I
eat 3 meals a day.
Yeah.
I'm like, I really connected with that bit.
Yeah, it was nice to hear such like a successful and recently like sort of reincarnated artist. That's not the right word. Kind of break the stereotype of the like starving artist, to use a stereotype.
And so many things are like that he talks about are things that I thought about myself. And like, oh my gosh, I can't do it anymore.
Me neither. Oh my god.
Oh god. Oh.
They won't come out of my cheeks.
No, that probably. Ooh. I'm really glad that we didn't do that with candy.
Or pretzels.
Or pretzels, yeah. We thought about doing that with
cuts all
pretzels.
over the inside of our mouths.
Grapes is definitely a good idea. Ow! And no, I have no idea how many I've put in there.
Me neither. I feel like I kept finding like new untouched grapes in my mouth as I was chewing them. Like, oh, there's another one.
I hope you enjoyed us making
that undignified review.
Yes.
Of Norman Rockwell's autobiography. I feel like he would. I feel like it does it justice.
Yeah.
He definitely embraces the idea of undignity.
Yeah.
I would give this book like 5 stars. Or 5 grapes.
I think we'll probably make a BookTube wrap-up video sometime tomorrow. But until then, bye!